Hello everybody and welcome back to The Real Crochetter. We have reached episode 10 and I'm very excited because with every degrees that is dropping outside, my energy is coming back and I feel like my old self. But don't be scared, if you ever met me on the street, I'm not like this on the street. I'm not, sprinkles, sparkles and talking to everybody and a little bit over energetic. But I'm so happy that I don't sweat anymore every day so much, that I don't have to change my shirt every day 3 times, and that I don't have to change my We are celebrating the 10th episode of The Real Crochetter, and yes, other people are celebrating the 10th millionth sub or the 10th million like on something. I am here and I'm happy to celebrate the 10th episode. And that is, in the moment, good enough for me. Of course, I would like to have more subscribers. Of course, I would like to have more clicks on the thumbs up. Of course, I would like to communicate with you. Why are you not commenting on my videos? I just want to talk to you, to get in contact with you. As long as I have this amount of subscribers, because when I reach 1 million subscribers, I don't know if I have the time anymore to talk to you. So take the time now, talk to me, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel, it's free.
You don't have to pay anything for it. And I hope you get entertained here and also you learn something when I show you something new or I give you ideas for a new project. I think this is all very exciting and we have to do something.
And breathe out. I'm too excited today. I have to breathe out. I'm too excited. Ooh. And the summer is nearly over. I'm very, very happy about this. You can clearly see we have a little bit change of decoration here on my side. Winter is coming. And we have a little new friend here. It's a little frog with a little crown. And I didn't make this. This is a present from a friend of mine from Cologne, Germany. And a friend of his is crocheting these little frogs, and I've tried to kiss him 1,000 times, but he's not turning into a prince. No, he's not. But he's cute anyways, and most important, he needs a name. What does that mean? Leave a commentary down below. What should his name be? I cannot name him. I can just say, okay, this is Mr. Frog. Is Mr. Frog good enough? Of course not. So please leave a comment down below and give this little guy a name. Then we have our pumpkin, because we have now September and Halloween month is coming up. And trust me, we have planned a lot of, let's call it Halloween specials. And I'm very excited for this, with the biggest bang at the end of October. So let's get into it, get into the groove, get into crochet, and to episode 10. The Rose of Jericho. Well, today I have for you the Rose of Jericho. And you may ask, what the hell is the Rose of Jericho? I didn't know it either. I had to Google it, and then I saw a little something that you can put in the ground, and it looks very and crumpy, and I thought, okay, this is not really a compliment, but it's a beautiful name. And so I crocheted my version of this beautiful flower, and the original name of this flower is tutorial number 174. Really? Okay, I did the tutorial from a different channel and I was losing it. I got so aggressive, I threw the flower into the TV. I threw my hook into the TV. I was so aggressive, I was yelling at night into my pillow, because this was by far the worst tutorial I had to go through. The voiceover was not synced with the video. She was talking maybe in this in a far worse English that I'm talking, and this will say something. But she was again talking like this. So I had to crank up my TV, and every time an ad was coming up, my walls were shaking, and there were a lot of ads in this video, and the tutorial was 1 hour long, and I really thought I lose it. But I survived, thank God. I just rammed my hook only once between my fingernail and my finger. I was not happy about that. But at the end, finally, after 2 weeks, because I couldn't finish it, because every time I was so angry to watch this tutorial, because I knew, oh my God, there's this woman again, and she's again talking like this in a very, very bad English, but she was switching up, you know. She was doing in the video a double trouble, but saying, okay, make 5 double crochets. But you could clearly see she was double treble. It was a lot. It was truly a lot. So I was angry every time, and with every leaf that brought me to the finish line, I was very, very happy. And now we have the Rose of Jericho. Yes, I have not crocheted this flower with Alice yarn. I took the Katja Lino. This is 100% linen yarn, and I usually work dream catchers with it. And this yarn, it's, as you can see, it's very I have to put it out because the consistency of this yarn is really funny, because it's everything but not soft. So it's great for dream catchers. Or I thought, make this flower out of it and waste a whole bowl of yarn. But it wasn't a waste, because I personally truly think this is beautiful and makes a great decoration. And when you're changing it up with colors, it can be a great Christmas flower, you know, with the red petals in the middle, and then maybe just the last round or the last 2 rounds in green as leaves, when you make a beautiful Christmas star flower. I think this is great, and this is what we are going to do today. And this will be a long-ass tutorial. It looks simple, and I changed it up to make it a little bit less complicated and a little bit more simple. But trust me, this is a piece of work. This beautiful little thing cost me 2 weeks of nerves, blood and sweat, and yelling at my TV to a woman who's talking like this, and it was not funny. And I saw by far too many ads in this period in the last 2 weeks. But at the end, it's done, it's finished. And I said to myself, you will never do this again. But in the moment I posted this flower in my face group, crochet group, the ladies were asking, oh my God, where's the tutorial for that? And I honestly said to them, don't do it. Don't live this nightmare that I have been through. Don't go this road. I will make a tutorial in a simpler fashion, but with the exact same outcome. And I make it in a different color for you today and in a different yarn. I take a 100% cotton yarn. This is a hook size 1.75. So it was very easy for the hook to slip through my fingernail into my finger. Boy, I was so aggressive the 2 weeks, you cannot imagine. But I'm a typical German. When I start something, I have to finish it. I have to finish it. I said to myself, no, you will not be defeated by a lady who made a time-traveled voiceover with wrong stitches, saying and doing, and with hundreds. I saw hundreds of ads in these 2 weeks. No, you will not be defeated by this. You will finish it, and I finished it. And now you can too, but with no ads in the moment and a little bit more easy. A little bit, because it is truly unnecessary complicated. It was unnecessary complicated until today. Okay guys, this is the Rose of Jericho. Let's do this today and enjoy this tutorial, because it's a lot. And welcome to the tutorial. Here I have the original version of the Rose of Jericho, and I have to show you this in detail why I choose to work this flower the way I'm doing it. Because as you can see here, this is the living nightmare. This is just single crochets and slip stitches into slip stitches. It takes a lot of time, a lot of energy and a lot of nerve, and it's very difficult to put this work practically away for a day and then start again, because you will never find the way where you have to go on, because it is really complicated and it costs me my nerves, like you can saw in the last video. Click here. And so I deconstructed the flower for you so that we have a much easier version and a lot, I personally think it's a lot of more fun. We will start out in the middle with something that is not here in the moment. We are doing flower pollen, and this is our first part here right in the middle. And then we were working our way outside with the petals and with the leaves. We are working in multiples of 6 for the pollen 6, and then we go on with 12, 18, 24, 30, 36 and at last 42, because we have 7 parts to this video, which you will see in the description of the video, and you just have to click on it, because I will show you for every row on how to start, how to work your first petal or your first leaf, and then you can finish the row by yourself, because it's then really easy, because you have just to click on the timestamp in the description of the video, that you always know where you are and that you don't have to search in the video. So, do I have something more to say? No, I say the rest when we are working. Let's start with part number 1. A slip knot. And then I leave this straggler a little bit longer, because it will help us later on when we have finished the flower, so that we can sew the flower together. We start with our chain 6, 3, 4, 5, 6 and plus 1. This plus 1 is necessary in every part that we are doing. And then we single crochet our way back to the beginning. And this is also the same for every part of the flower. We have always our multiples of 6 and the plus 1 at the end, and you just single crochet your way back to the beginning of the row. Now this is going to be different for every single part that we are doing, how we continue. In this case we change 1, make a single crochet into the first stitch and work a 3 chain picot. 1, 2, 3. Now come on. And slip stitch. And we are closing our first picot with the next single crochet in the next stitch. And then directly work another picot. At the end you will have 6 picots, and don't you worry, at the very end, when you have done all your 6 picots, you have no stitch left, and you just have to slip stitch into the last stitch again, where you put your last single crochet, chain 1, and cut the yarn, and you are finished with your first part. And yes, this is the most easy and the fastest of them all. Trust me, when we go to the leaves, this is a lot of fun. I truly think it is fun. Because I have never worked a flower like this before with this method. And it was very exciting to find everything out, how I can simplify it. Because truly the original is unnecessarily complicated and no fun to work. No fun. Number 5. Now single crochet into the last stitch, to the whole one. Oh, don't you hate it when YouTubers think they are funny and they are laughing at their own jokes? It's so sad. So as you can see, I have worked the last single crochet. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picots, and now we are working the last one because we need 6. And Mr. Editor is playing a little bit of nice music in the background so that we don't get bored. And then, as I said before, just slip stitch into the stitch again to finish off this row. Chain 1, take your trusty scissors, cut the yarn, pull through, and you have a little cute row of 6 little picots, which will be our pollen, and also we are finished with our part 1. For our first row of petals, I've already worked my 12 chains plus 1 and then 12 single crochets back, so that we are at the end here with 12 single crochets. Now let's start. Chain 1 and work the petals. Turn your work. And everything now what's coming is going into the first stitch. 1 single crochet, chain 3, treble 2 times around, and treble into the same stitch 4 times. Oh, trust me, at the end of the flower you will love trebles. You will love them. Even double trebles later on. And we finish our first petal with the chain 3 after the 4 trebles, with the slip stitch also into the same stitch. And then 1 single crochet into our next stitch. And the first petal is done. Now I also show you a little variation, just a little. So, because I define a petal like this, and now I crochet a little leaf. I start with a single crochet, like the first petal. So you have 2 single crochets here next to each other. Chain 3 and work 2 trebles. Remember, everything is going into this one stitch. And on top of the second treble I work a 2 chain picot. And then the other 2 trebles. So we have also 4 trebles, chain 3, and finish off this one with a slip stitch like the one before. And 1 single crochet after that, and you have finished your second petal or a leaf. This is a design choice that you have to make, which one you prefer more. You have 3 rounds where you can decide if there's a picot on top or not, because the other 3 rounds, which are truly just petals, there is a tip at the top, and you can very hard work your way around that. So in the first 3 rounds of petals, you can make the design choice personal preference if you want to work your petals like this or like this. And then you just go on and work your other 4 petals. And you start again with a single crochet and chain 3. And you go on the row. At the end you will finish off with your slip stitch in your petal and with 1 single crochet into the last stitch, into the very last stitch. And then your part 2 is finished. Yay! See you in part 3. We start out with our second row of petals. You have worked 18 chains plus 1 and then 18 single crochets back to the beginning. I just crocheted 12 because I just showed the beginning, and then you can finish off the row. Again, we chain 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and again 3 chains. Now I work 2 trebles into the same stitch, oh my god, I'm such a liar. I'm working 3. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? Help me. Believe me, with this flower, no one can help me anymore. I have worked a single crochet, chain 3, and then 3 trebles into the first stitch. And just to give you an understanding on how the concept of the whole thing works a little bit more insight, we have worked our first row of petals all together in 1 stitch, and now we have 1 stitch more, so we split up the second row of petals into 2 stitches. Again, 3 treble crochets into the second stitch now, let's count, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And chain 3 and a slip stitch into the last stitch you worked in. And now 1 single crochet, and your first petal of the second rounds of petals is finished. And you can do the same concept here, where you decide petal or leaf, and just work after the third, before you go into this, a little picot on top. And this time I recommend a 3 chain picot, and I quickly show you that again. 1 single crochet to start the new petal, chain 3, 3 trebles into the same stitch, one more. Thank you, Mr. Editor, for the beautiful music in the background. Now I work a chain 3 picot. You know, just this, that this round of petals is looking a little bit more different. Now I work my next 3 trebles into the next single crochet. One, 2, and 3, chain 3, our trusty chain 3, and finish off with a slip stitch into the same stitch and one single crochet. Why? Hello. And yes, it all feels and looks like maybe a little bit crampy, because as you can see here, but don't forget this is just a chain 12. You have a chain 18 later on, and at the end the petals will overlap when we put them later on at the end into a circle. And this is everything you need to know to work your second row of petals. See you in the third rows of petals. For our part 4 you have to chain 24 plus 1 and work 24 single crochets back. I still have just worked 12 because I just show you the beginning and then you can finish off alone. We chain 1 and work a single crochet, yes, you guessed it right, into the first stitch. And this is officially our last row of petals. Enjoy it, because after this the nightmare starts with the leaves. Now we have one stitch more for each petal. So we are working our last row of petals into 3 stitches and one single crochet. Now we have a little change of pace. We don't change 3, we chain 4 and work double trebles. 3 of them into the first stitch. And the last one. Chain of 4, 1, 2, 3, and continue doing double trebles, 2 in the next single crochet, number 1, and this is also the point where you can decide again between leaf or petal. Just work a 3 chain picot on top of this, or don't, and just continue. Make your second double treble into the second stitch. And now 3 double trebles into the third stitch. Number 1. 2, and 3. Now chain it 4 again, 2, 3, 4, and finish off with a slip stitch into the stitch where you have worked your 3 double trebles, and finish off the first petal with a single crochet. And this is our petal. And you decide if you want to make it a petal or a leaf with the chain 3 picot on top of the 1, 2, 3, 4th double treble, as I showed you. And then you just continue on and enjoy this round. Single crochet, chain 4, and double treble, yada 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 yada. And in part 5 we are starting with the leaves, and this will be fun while there is a lot of change and a lot of new stuff for you. See you there. And here we are at part 5. You already have chained 30 plus 1 and single crochet your way back to the beginning. Of course, again, I do a smaller version and show you the first leaf that we are working. You are starting with a chain of 10 because everything now changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then take your chain and we are treble into the 5th stitch from our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and work 2 trebles more the chain downwards to our row. And after that, you have, after the 3 treble crochets, you have space for 3 stitches more. 1, 2, 3, and we are working a double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and in the last one a single crochet. Then I'm turning the bottom part so that the outside of our leaf is on our right side. And I single crochet into our very first stitch. Because we have now 5 spaces or 5 single crochets for every leaf, we will work into the first 3 single crochets our leaf, and then we have space for 2 single crochets on their own. Now I chain 3, turn my work, and single crochet into the 5th stitch. This is our first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a half double crochet into the next stitch, and a double crochet into our 3rd and last stitch, which is not truly our last, but you will see, because we have to increase now so that our leaf can grow, and we have to work now an increase into the last chain of our chain 4 space here, and the increase of 2 double crochets. After that, you are chaining 4, turn your leaf, and work a single crochet into the 2nd stitch from the hook, a half double crochet into the next, and yes, you're right, a double crochet into the last one of our chain 4. Then you have something like this, and this will be the tip of our first leaf. And now we are working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 1 stitch left for our 5th treble. We have now reached the point of our chain 3 space, and we just work a double crochet, half double crochet and single crochet around this chain 3. And our single crochet. And now work a single crochet into our 2nd stitch of our row. Almost done with our first leaf. Again, chain 3. And now we have to start decreasing so that this angle is on the other side. Again, we work single crochet, half double crochet and double crochet. And the single crochet again into the 5th stitch. 1, this here is number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet, next one half double crochet and a double crochet. And now for the increase we are working 2 double crochets together in the next 2 stitches. That's number 1 and number 2. And now we are done and have our angle on this side. Now you chain 3, turn your work, skip the very first stitch and work 1, 2, 3 trebles in the next 3 stitches after that. Number 1, two, and 3. Again, we have our chain 3 space right in front of us. We will work double crochet, half double crochet and single crochet all around this chain 3 space. And we work our next single crochet into the 3rd stitch of our row. And work our 2nd single crochet. And now our first leaf is ready. And the same concept we are working for the next 2 parts, so that the leaves will just get bigger, but there's a lot of in common. I changed a lot up so that it's easier to work for you. You will chain just for the beginning of the next a single crochet and chain of 10 and yada yada yada. And you will work total, of course, 6 leaves, and you will end your long row with 2 single crochets into the last 2 stitches. Enjoy, have fun. I see you in part number 6. Welcome to part 6. You now have to chain 36 and plus 1, and you worked 36 single crochets back to the beginning. Now the magical number, if you want to keep that in mind a little bit, is the 2, because we will increase the leaf in a lot of parts by 2. So we start with the chain 12. That was my dog. He's thirsty. Yes, drink something. Yes. And 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now we work again, trebles, yarn over 2 times, and treble again into the 5th stitch from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 4 trebles more, so that we have altogether 5 trebles. Three, and the last of our 5 trebles. And now you are left with 3 stitches, and like in the first row of our leaves, you are working double crochet, half double crochet and single crochet into the next 3 stitches. and 1 single crochet. Again, I'm turning the bottom part, that we have something like this, and single crochet in our first stitch. And of course, because we had 36 stitches in the beginning, we have now 6 stitches for the whole leaf and 2 single crochets together. So we will work our leaf into the first 4 single crochets, and then for some space 2 single crochets more. Now we chain 3, turn our work, and again single crochet into the 5th stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And half double crochet and double crochet. Now 2 double crochets more, and at the end we will work again our increase so that the leaf can grow, and we will work in the last chain 2 double crochets. I always want to travel. I have done too many travels in the past days, weeks. We have increased, and now we chain 4 and starting to work the tip of our leaf, but now we will slip stitch into the 2nd stitch, work 2 single crochets in the next 2 chains, and the tip is not done yet. We will let it grow too. Then I turn my work, work 1 half double crochet and 1 double crochet. Oops. And now we have space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 travels. Two. And number 4. And in the last stitch, our 5th treble. And you guessed right again, we have our chain 3 space, and around that we will work double crochet, half double crochet and single crochet. And then single crochet into the 2nd stitch of our row. Again chain 3. Turn your work and single crochet again in the 5th stitch. The big one here is number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet and something new. We will single crochet all the way along to the end so that we have all together 9 single crochets. That was number 1. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the last one. It's a tight one, but it gets even tighter. And now I show you a new working tool for me. My trusty bamboo stick. Hello everyone. He wants to play with us, so he's allowed. Usually you are using this, of course, for your fingernails or for your manicure. And I like to use the pointier part when I know there's a stitch coming and I don't get my needle in there. So I just take this one and open up the stitch so that my hook has enough space to now slip stitch into the slip stitch that we had before. And this can be a piece of work. But we need that stitch. Now chain one, turn your work. Here's our slip stitch. And we will slip stitch again into that. And trust me, this can be very, very useful, especially when you remember the linen version of this flower, where I crocheted with a much smaller hook size and I rammed my hook between my nail and my finger. This is not fun, but this is how it works when you have the idea to use another tool. Yeah. Now we work 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches. Then half double crochet and double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Which should leave us with 5 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yay! I love mathematics. Our third. Fourth, and now the last one. And right you are, around the next 3 chain space, just double crochet, half double crochet and single crochet. Great, our tip is ready. And at the end, single crochet into the 3rd stitch. Then chain 3. Turn your work again into the 5th stitch. The big one is number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet, then half double crochet, and then 3 double crochets. First double crochet, second, third, and now decrease into the next 2 chains, 2 double crochets together. And this again will help us keep the symmetry of this leaf. We chain 3 and working trebles again backwards. No, not backwards, downwards. Skip the first stitch and work 5 trebles into the next 5 stitches. Number 4. And guess what? Chain 3 space means double crochet around, half double crochet around and single crochet around. Yeah, go away. Now single crochet into the 4th stitch of our row and single crochet into the 5th and the 6th. And then we have our sequence ready for this part 6, our second row of leaves, and you have something beautiful like this. We worked 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets into our row, then 2 single crochets more, 6 stitches, and just work now the next 5 leaves, and at the end you again have 2 single crochets into the last 2 stitches. And I see you in the final for part 7, the final row of the leaves, the 3rd row. Welcome to part 7, the last row of the leaves. You have already worked your chain of 42 plus 1 and 42 single crochets back. Now the magic number is again 2. We will increase a lot of stuff that we did before by 2. So we will start out with a chain of 14 and not 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, you can count it. 14, but not much further. And we work our trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 5th stitch. And treble 6 more so that we have 7 altogether. 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6, and number 7. Why is the yarn following me? Yarn, what are you doing here? So we have altogether 7 trebles and we have 3 stitches left for 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet. And believe me, I feel stupid always saying this, but I have to. I have to, you know, this is a tutorial. And I have to say sometimes something. And single crochet in the 1st stitch. Now in the last row we have altogether 7 stitches here to work our last rows of leaves, and we will work in the first 5 stitches our leaf and then 2 single crochets at the end so that we have 7 stitches altogether. We chain 3, you know that. Turn our work, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet, half double crochet and double crochet. Oops, what am I doing here? Oh my god, this was a half double crochet. If this happened before, I'm truly sorry. Just do as I say and not as I do. Because sometimes I don't know why. It's a thing. You know, in my life it's a thing that I say I crochet a half double crochet, but truly I'm working a double crochet. But I mean half double crochet. So we have single crochet, half double crochet and double crochet. And now we have space for 1, 2, 3, 4 more. And an increase, of course, again in the end, so that our leaf can grow. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 5 double crochets and we work our increase. That means that is the cue for Mr. Bamboo Stick in my case. 2 double crochets. And now we chain 4. Now this is not our tip. And we treble back to our row with 1. We will start in the very first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 9 trebles. Starting from the very first, from the bottom of our chain 4. Trust me, you feel so accomplished at the end when you have the whole flower done and you truly are thinking, oh my God, will I do this again? I hope in this case you will, because this tutorial is truly simplified for your pleasure and entertainment. And the last one. Just let me count, just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Yay! And again, double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet around our chain 3. And 1 single crochet in the second stitch of our leaf. Chain 3, turn your work right into the 5th stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet, then half double crochet and double crochet. Now our leaf has still room and space to grow. We're working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets more and again the increase in the end. So that we have 9 double crochets all together. Mr. Bamboo Stick, where you at? I need you. Oops. Why are you hiding? I just want to increase there. Jesus Christ. Now we have our 9 double crochets. Now we will work our tip for our leaf. Chain 4. And in the second stitch, second chain, sorry, single crochet, half double crochet and double crochet. And we have something like this. And now we should have space for 11 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Hallelujah. And I work these 11 trebles off camera. So we have a little jump now. I have worked my 11 trebles. Now double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet. Around our trusty chain 3. And our third single crochet, which means we are over half of the leaf. I hope this is English, I don't know. And we will chain 3. And we keep going, and we are keeping going. Into the 5th stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet, then half double crochet. And let me quick take a look. All together 7 double crochets. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And now we decrease with 2 double crochets together in the next 2 stitches. And we chain 3, turn our work, leave the first stitch alone, and again we are traveling now our way down with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trebles. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. 6. 7. 8. And 9. Our chain 3 space means double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet. And working single crochet into our 4th. Oops. Again, chain 3. Yeah, we are finally coming to an end. And single crochet again in the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. How much are we doing from the double crochets? Let me quick take a look. 5. 1. This was number 1. Now number 2, 3, 4. and 5, and the next decrease, 2 double crochets together. Again, chain 4, no 3, sorry, please chain 3. And again we are working trebles. This is the last row. Skip the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trebles. 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7. Our last treble for the first leaf. Chain 3 space, single crochet, chain 3 space, double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet, and 1 single crochet into the 5th stitch, and please 2 single crochets more for space. So we have worked in our row, starting row, 7 stitches. And then our leaf of our final round from the leaves is done. It's big, it's beautiful, and you just have to crochet 5 more. And I see you then and show you what we have done so far. Enjoy this last round, and then we have fun putting everything together. See you there. Oh, and don't forget, at the end you have 2 single crochets, of course. Okay, everybody, and after you have crocheted all 7 parts, you have a beautiful flower which is looking something like this. Beautiful, huh? Of course, I'm kidding, you are not done yet. You have to sort the things out. I put on the left side all the uneven numbers. You have 4 parts, 1, 3, 5, 7. And on the other side I put all the even numbers. So like this, something like this. I love to organize things, I really love it. Okay, again you have part 1, part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uneven, even. And this is important for the assembly now. Which means you need now a piece of yarn and your tapestry needle. I choose now the yellow one so that we all have a good look on what you have to do. A good view, not a good look, a good view. And take your part number 1 and just take care that you always have the right side in front of you. The back side is of course on the back, and we have always for every piece the right side in front. Now we are working with our tapestry needle through the single crochet, through the very first. And this is the rule for all, let's say, uneven numbers, that they are all lining up, always in the middle of the petal or the flower. And the even rows are always a little bit to the side, so that they are between. I show you, it's more easy. I go here through the single crochet, pull my yarn through, then I take an even number, part number 2, and now I go between the leaves, and I'm looking for my single crochet here. And don't be scared, you just pull it that you can see it, and I go with my needle through there. And we have now all lining them up one by one, uneven, even, uneven, even. Here we have a petal, the first one, and I go sort of through the middle, because you have no middle here, the middle is between the first 2 single crochets. But trust me, it doesn't matter, and please take care that you really have always the right side in front of you. And here I'm going between the two petals again, through the single crochet. And I choose this one. And it's truly easier when you are starting on the outside, because these things will now turn all the time, but I think it's not such a problem. Single crochet, and again right in the big boy through the middle. Again, here's no middle. You have two choices, but it really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be this angle. And now you have to work your way back. Just follow the yellow string. And you go back through the chain right underneath it, through this chain space, and you're working your way back through all the petals. Take your time with it. You know you're almost done. There's no hurry. Just follow the yellow. Oh, this is Wizard of Oz. Okay, just follow your little yellow string. No, we take this. And again, a chain right underneath it, and we are back at the beginning. And through the very first. This is the only one where you really have to take care of, because we just have 6 stitches. So we have 6 single crochet spaces and 6 chain spaces, and we need all of them. And then pull your tapestry needle out. And just you can pull them all together. Little tuck on both sides, and you have now connected all 7 parts together. And I just make one knot, just one knot for the moment, because later on you will make more knots and then you can simply just cut the yarn. But I wait until I have made all 6 of them, because you will now go through every one of these again. And you have to take care now. This is the only thing that you have to take care of. No, not the only thing. You have to take care that the petals are all in the right, that you have always the right side in front of you. And you have to take care of that for every row that is coming, for the next stragglers, that you are leaving a chain space. After the first, you leave 1 chain space. For the next row, 2, then 3, 4, 5, and 6 chain spaces. And after you have done all this, you have 6 of these. And then I show you how I go on. And when you are done, when you have worked all of the 6 stragglers through the yellow, all of the yellow ones, I just have sorted all ends to the right sides. You simply take the first from this side and the first from this side and just tie them together. Leave the yellow ones at the bottom. Then you take your next row. Look for your straggler. I see you, I see you, I see you. There you are. And just close off. I just do one knot for now to show you the concept, because I will need this flower again for another tutorial and I don't want to go to waste this flower. But usually I would now do a double knot and just closing off row by row. Here's the straggler of the next one. And this straggler, and do a double knot. And with this madness, you are closing your flower off. You will have your leaf ends all at the end. Here on the top of the flower, and at the bottom you have all of your strings that you have needed to knot this thing together, and it will look like this. And then you can make also a double knot all the time and just cut off the yarn, because this is the underside. No one will know, no one will see. Or you can be very, very, how can I say it, anal, and sew them, of course, after you have knotted it, you can sew them all in here, in the inside, in the red part, because no one truly will see. And everybody is wondering, oh my God, how have you done this? This has been so much work. Okay, in conclusion, is this flower beginner friendly? No, maybe not, truly, honestly, but it is a great challenge, and I challenge everyone to work one flower like that. Again, just put all the stragglers at the end here in the middle part, cut them or sew them in. Please always make a double knot or 3 knots, doesn't matter, nobody is seeing it. And then your beautiful flower is finished and looks like something like this. And voila, at the end you are rewarded with a beautiful flower, in this case for Christmas, or remember, in that case for autumn. I truly hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you will show me your flowers. Send me a picture on Instagram. Leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, you can find me on Instagram. Just enjoy the process and the great reward you will have at the end. I hope you have a nice day, and I see you in the outro for the Rose of Jericho. So guys, I truly hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, because I think it's truly worth it, and you can create something very special and something very beautiful for the Christmas times, or in this case, just for the whole year or just for autumn. And before I named it the Rose of Jericho, I told myself, okay, this reminds me a little bit of a Japanese fortune cookie, but in flower form, because you can open the petals here in the middle and you can put a little message inside there. I don't know, for no reason. This is my thought. Maybe the big leaves are reminding me of a fortune cookie. I think it's beautiful. It's a nice thing you can just put in your apartment and let collect dust. And put it then in the washing machine and put it back. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have truly fun with it. I know it is a long-ass tutorial. Okay guys, this is it for today's episode. I know it's a long one, but I think truly it is worth it. And you can now crochet the flower in every color you like. And I hope truly you enjoyed this tutorial. Please consider to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave a comment down there and follow me on Instagram. When you have truly done this, please send me a picture on Instagram. In my DMs, you are always welcome. I will always answer in my DMs on Instagram. And ring the bloody bell so that you get a notification for every video that I'm posting. And trust me, you don't want to miss the October Halloween specials, because they are a piece of work and they will be so much fun. This is all I'm saying. I'm not spoiling anymore. Have a nice day, have a nice evening, have a nice morning. See you later, guys. Bye.